In this video, I will be examining the economic influence of mate in colonial Latin America. Yerba mate is extremely popular in society today, especially in Argentina as well as Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, and other South American countries. These photos are of the famous football player Messi from Argentina and Pope Francis, who is also from Argentina, and they are both drinking mate. I will begin by explaining what yerba mate is. Yerba mate is a small tree native to eastern Paraguay. The modern term mate comes from the Quechua word mati, which means cup. The Quechua peoples are indigenous to Peru and other parts of South America. Yerba mate leaves are heated over a fire, dried, cut, aged, and finally sifted to separate the twigs, leaves, sticks, and stems to be properly proportioned for packaging. Like coffee and tea, yerba contains caffeine. The drinking straw. Yerba mate is drunk at a warm temperature. The traditional cups used to drink mate are typically made from gourds, bamboo, the horns or the hooves of cattle, and these cups are called a mate or a guampa. Now that it is clear what yerba mate is, I will explain some of its history. Historian Christine Fulch examines the history of mate in Latin America to argue that mate was originally consumed by the indigenous Guarani peoples located in modern-day Paraguay. However, the Spaniards entered this land in 1537. They took on the habit of drinking mate. Over the next few decades, the Spaniards spread the use of yerba mate throughout the southern part of their empire, from Potosi to Santiago to Buenos Aires. The following account from Brazilian General Francisco de Rocha Caiado informs the historical use of yerba mate. I was witness during a period of 22 days to the fact that our army was almost exclusively nourished by the mate which we collected in the Arves, the lack of provisions on that occasion not permitting long halts. Shortly after founding Asuncion in 1537, the Spanish realized that yerba mate trade could provide revenue for the crown. Yerba took the place of gold and silver mining in meeting Spanish tribute requirements, and yerba even took the place of money exchange. It was not merely a convenient substitution, according to Wingham, because yerba sprang from the earth without human intervention. Spanish law treated it as a mineral. This was the first case of yerba mate influencing the economics of the Spanish in southern Latin America. Historian Christine Fulch also argues that shortly after founding Asuncion in 1537, the Spanish realized that yerba mate trade could provide revenue for the crown. Yerba took the place of gold and silver mining in meeting Spanish tribute requirements, and yerba even took the place of money exchange. It was not merely a convenient substitution, according to Wingham, because yerba sprang from the earth without human intervention. Spanish law treated it as a mineral. This was the first case of yerba mate influencing the economics of the Spanish in southern Latin America. A Guarani Indian living in Mission San Luis wrote a letter to the governor of Buenos Aires on February 28, 1768, to ask the Jesuits to stay. In this letter, he wrote of the economic importance of the missions and the lucrative sale of yerba mate. Historian Cheryl Martin argues that mate was a crucial component of the Spanish economy. Jesuit missions became important components of the regional economies, with Indian workers producing various items for sale. In the Rio de la Plata region, which is now Paraguay and adjoining parts of present-day Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil, Jesuit missionaries established large missions complexes in the 17th century, supported in part by sales of yerba mate, an herb long used by indigenous peoples to make a kind of tea. In conclusion, the economic importance of mate greatly influenced relations between Native Americans and Europeans in colonial society. As the indigenous peoples were forced to harvest mate for the Spanish to sell, yerba mate became extremely popular among the Spanish living in colonial Latin America. In 1596, a member of the town council of Asuncion wrote to Governor Hernandez de Saavedra that the vice and bad habit of drinking yerba has spread so much among the Spaniards, their women and children, that unlike the Indians, who are content to drink it once a day, they drink it continuously, and those who do not drink it are very rare. This photo is a portrait of Jose Francia, dictator of Paraguay, drinking mate. He was the dictator of Paraguay from 1814 until he passed in 1840. He isolated Paraguay from other Latin American countries, cutting off trade to Argentina via river transport and banned all foreign trade. From this photo, it is evident that mate was a major part of Paraguayan culture at this time, and that it was being produced within the country rather than imported. Although yerba mate never made its way to Europe, it was heavily consumed and traded between European settlers in southern Latin America, specifically modern-day Argentina, Chile, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay. To this day, yerba mate is a prominent part of southern Latin American culture. It's become a social ritual of sharing with friends. Argentina is currently the world's largest producer of yerba mate, with a majority being consumed in the country.